Hi again, it's Matthew and this is video tutorial 3, and in this video tutorial I'm really going to be telling you how to take your income to the next level. So first and foremost, I would like to congratulate you on making it this far, and hopefully my strategies, tips and content has been of value to you, and hopefully they can help you generate an income using eBay. But what I would say to you is that although eBay is a powerful platform, and of course eBay can help you generate income online, it's also important for me to mention that there are some limitations and drawbacks to eBay, and these are things that I've personally encountered over the past 9 years as a business seller. So my intention really is to help you make an informed decision as to which path to follow in order to achieve your goals and reach your potential in the most efficient way. So I guess you're here really to generate income online. There are of course different ways to do that. So eBay, as I explained to you, is one way you can do it. However, with eBay there are disadvantages. So those disadvantages are basically, I'm going to be highlighting those just below. So one of the main reasons that I dislike about eBay is it's very time consuming, and especially if you're buying or sourcing stock, it can be very difficult finding the right stock at the right price. There's often like a big outlay, so you have to pay up a lot of money up front, just because to get the best prices you usually need to purchase in bulk. So purchasing larger quantities usually yields the best prices. So that's not ideal for everyone, to be honest. And sometimes it can be very difficult to get hold of stock. I mean, if you're relying on suppliers, these suppliers might not be in the UK, they might be elsewhere. So there's a lot of waiting around. There's quite a lot of uncertainty, to be honest. So that's one of my first reasons. Another reason is holding stock. Now, it takes up lots of space for starters. You might have limited space wherever you are. It might be a home, it might be an office, a warehouse, or wherever it is. But especially if you're dealing with bulky items, it can take up quite a lot of space. And of course, if stock is just sitting around, it can often lose its value. Especially if it's not been sold properly or sold quickly, should I say. And of course, there's always new lines coming out, so the price and the value of stock can depreciate over time, which is again not ideal. Third thing is postage and packaging. So postage and packaging, a lot of people sort of underestimate this. Now, postage and packaging can add quite a lot of extra expenses to basically anything you sell online. It can be as much as 10 or 20% in some cases. You also need to bear in mind that items can get lost in the post. It also takes time to package items, as well as obviously the space, which is what I've mentioned, and of course postage costs are always rising, which is not ideal. So the bottom line is postage and packaging really eats into your time and it eats into the profit margins. So essentially you're in business to make a profit, so of course if postage and packaging is always going to increase, then your profit margins are going to be impacted greatly. The fourth thing is low profit margins. So the thing about eBay is very competitive, so the main way to make money through it or make profit is to sell more items at lower prices. But of course lower prices usually means lower profit, and then of course if you're selling more items it takes longer to package. Again, that's not ideal. So the fifth thing is fees. Now, if you're not sure about fees, on eBay there's different types of fees. So there's something called the final value fee. Now, the final value fee is basically a fee that you have to pay to eBay when you sell an item. Now, that can range from 5% up to 12% or more. Now, of course, 5% or 12% might not seem a lot, but if you're dealing with certain products, especially products in the IT industry, your actual margins are very, very small. So a 5% or 12% fee can add up very quickly. There are also something called listing fees on eBay. Now that ranges from 5 pence to 10 pence or more, depending on what you're selling and what price you're selling it at. In addition to that, there's also PayPal fees. Now those PayPal fees are fees that you pay for receiving a payment through PayPal. Now that depends on the volume of transactions that are going through your PayPal account, but typically it starts from around about 3.8% of the amount received, plus an extra 20 pence on top of that. So you can see how things can really add up quickly. So those are the first 5 things, first 5 disadvantages of selling on eBay. The next 3 are to do with fulfillment. So as you're probably aware, when buyers purchase an item, you have to really send it out as quick as possible, and of course that buyer expects the item to arrive with them within a reasonable time frame. Now most people use a courier or postal service to do this, but of course a courier or a postal service, if you're relying on them, then items can get delayed or lost in the post. Now both of those are out of our control, because if you really think about it, once you've sent an item, there's not really any way you can track where it's gone. Yeah, I mean you can use a tracking number, but you don't actually know what's actually happened. So where it's, at which point the item's at or which location it's at exactly. Same applies for a courier. So if things such as that go wrong, then the buyer will always eBay will always rule in favour of the buyer. So sometimes you can be out of pocket by doing that. So another bad thing about, another disadvantage about eBay are restrictions on holidays. So of course if you want to go on holiday, then the point I'm trying to make is that if you don't have anyone helping you run your eBay store, then there's no one to send items out. So therefore there's no income, there's no sales being made. Again, that's not a great thing. In many ways, that's the same principle applies if you've got a bricks and mortars business. So if you're not open, then no one can really come into your store to buy in items, so your income stops. So the last of the 8 disadvantages are really to do well on eBay, you really have to be responding to emails and keeping in touch with customers. So a lot of potential buyers, they will ask you questions about your products. Often those questions are technical, and it can take quite a lot of time, especially if it's a technical question, because it might involve receiving multiple questions or multiple messages back and forth. And sometimes buyers will open up cases in the resolution centre because an item is not received or not as described. So all those things really adds to those problems. So you're probably wondering, what's the alternative to eBay? I mean, you're probably thinking, okay, that's fine. Some of these are not great. Some of these disadvantages are not exactly things that I want to be dealing with day in, day out. And I completely understand that. Look, I've been running a business for 9 years on eBay now, so I'm fairly competent, as you can imagine. So, but what I would say to you is there definitely is an alternative to eBay. Now, this alternative will allow you to really gain it's basically as a high leverage, time efficient, and high profit margin alternative. So it doesn't involve you having to source stock or stock in your inventory. So you don't need to buy any stock. You don't need to send anything out. You don't need to deal with any items being lost or delayed and all that, which is fantastic. You can also generate an income from anywhere in the world with just a computer and an internet connection. So similar to eBay, you can do that, but the only difference with eBay is that you don't have to be you don't have to be around to actually send the items out when an order comes in. Now you can there's actually ways, or there's an alternative to that. So I'll be explaining that, the alternative to you later on, after I've gone through this list. But the next thing is you don't need to deal with support, as this is handled by a third party. So unlike eBay, you have to respond to messages. You don't have any of this with this other alternative that I'm going to be recommending to you. You don't need to create your own products. You don't need to buy any products in or anything like that. You don't need to sell anything over the phone or in person. Let's face it, not everyone likes selling, not everyone likes doing that sort of thing. I completely understand. It's not for everyone. So this alternative is basically a step-by-step comprehensive business education and business training program. So as part of this program, you'll be assigned a one-on-one mentor via Skype or over the phone, and they will guide you to success. They will basically teach you what you need to do in order to generate an income online successfully without experiencing all those problems that eBay have. eBay is fine if you're starting out, but eBay is not very high leverage. It takes a lot of your time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of space. There's a lot of things that I really dislike about eBay. So that's one of the main reasons why I got involved with this alternative solution to eBay. So another great thing about this alternative is that it turns leads into consistent sales. So you can turn someone who's interested in one of these products, and you can turn that into a sale time and time again, and you can do this consistently, which is fantastic. Now on eBay, a lot of the time you don't get much repeat custom, just due to the fact that there's so much competition out there. So what people tend to do is they purchase from you the first time, and more often than not they don't purchase from you again. In fact, most people they only maybe purchase on eBay on the odd occasion. There's very few people on eBay that purchase all the time from the same buyer. There's not the same amount of customer loyalty on eBay. So that's not really great, because if you really think about it, businesses can't really do that well if they're relying on new custom all the time. So if you're having to find new customers all the time, it's going to cost lots of time and lots of money, whereas it makes it much easier. It makes much more sense to be selling or be promoting offers to people who already purchased from you before, because it'll be cheaper, it's more cost effective, and of course if someone's bought from you before, then they're more likely to buy from you again. So this alternative, you don't need any experience. In fact, people over 60 have succeeded with this, from all walks of life. So there's been teachers, there's been all sorts of people. There's been doctors, there's been people who work in shops, there's been people in the medical profession, all walks of life. So some people are over 60 years old. So if they can do this, then there's no reason why you can't do this. The great thing is you can get a free trial for 7 days. Now this is completely risk-free, and you also receive a 30-day money-back guarantee as part of it. And best of all, this is a proven business model. It's backed by a company that is well established in the business education and business training niche, and it has partners in over 40 countries, and has paid out over 70 million US dollars to its partners to date, which is quite a lot considering there's a lot of opportunities or a lot of other alternatives out there to eBay that are nowhere near this figure. So my next thing I would say to you is, well, if you're interested in finding more, then below this video there are 3 options. So the first option is that you can claim your free trial. The second option is you can watch the free video. And the third option is that you can register for our free webinar that starts at 5 p.m, 7 p.m, or 9 p.m. So those 3 links are below this video. And if you decide to take action and get started with this business training within the next 24 hours, I'd like to offer you 2 exclusive bonuses. Now, the first exclusive bonus is a 55-page ebook that will really help you get started in the right way and improve your results dramatically, and also increase your productivity. The second bonus is if you have any questions about eBay or generating an income online, you'll be able to ask me personally via Skype or email. So how that'll work is that once you register, I will receive your email address and I'll contact you personally. And yeah, I mean, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know, and if I can help you, then I will. If I can't, then I'll certainly guide you as much as I can. So on that note, thanks for your attention, and I wish you every success.